And he's like, it's safe. No one's going to take the car. So,
Yeah.
welcome to
That's
Sao Tome and Príncipe.
Essentially, wow, so many antennas. This is Voice of America. So essentially it's a blowhole there, although it's not blowing too
Not
much.
today.
Another Chinese development investment support here for São Tomé and Príncipe. Vai ver o presidente. Again, our little I love São Tomé and Príncipe. So we are right in front here of the Brazilian embassy. And as maybe some of you know, I'm Brazilian originally, so I speak Portuguese. And here is São Tomé and Príncipe, where the embassy is an ex-colony, a Portuguese colony as well. So they also speak Portuguese, so we can essentially speak here easily. The accent is not, well, it's pretty similar to ours, not that different actually.
Even for a foreigner, I can understand it all, right?
Yeah, right. And I heard it because of the Brazilian soap operas. They watch a lot here. They end up getting a little bit of our accent. And like I said, it was ex-Portuguese colony. It's independent now. And it's in the east part of the African coast, two main islands, São Tomé and Príncipe, and some little other islands. And it's pretty close, not far from Angola. It's in the Guinea Bay of Africa, and it's not that far from Angola, which is a huge country, was also a Portuguese colony, and they also speak Portuguese.
And it's right on the equator as well, so it's pretty toasty.
And I feel like I am at home here. I love São Tomé and Príncipe. And I love her as well. The Portuguese seal. Portuguese CNN showing up here at São Tomé and Príncipe. So here in São Tomé, we rented a car. We picked up the car in front of this central, pastelaria, mas é o central hotel, Hotel Central. It's a pretty old car. We are expecting that in islands. Doesn't have not even air conditioning, and it's pretty hot. They let us with the completely empty the tank. So the first thing you have to do already is put some gasoline, otherwise we can't go anywhere. And it's gonna waste our time a little bit in the beginning. But yeah, and
There's well, the thing about the island is that there's no ATMs on the entire island.
should open your window.
Yeah, it's very hot. How do I open it?
Oh.
I don't. We actually have electric windows. That surprised me. I was
Yeah.
expecting a crank.
No, what you're saying?
So you have to change. Like you don't have. We brought dollars. They prefer euros. We couldn't get euros. So now we're gonna change and try to get gas.
Yeah, so no ATMs, no Visa. They don't accept Visa for gasoline. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you're coming here.
Bring enough cash for
enough cash.
however long you're staying here.
Yeah.
Last funny thing is that the guy, so we didn't actually meet the rental car guy. He just told us that he put the key like under
The carpet here.
the rug,
The
kind of
rug?
in the car. And he's like, it's safe. No one's gonna take the car. So
Yeah.
welcome to
That's
Sao
it.
Tome and Príncipe. Okay.
So we left already, just left São Tomé, the capital. We are driving through this, going to the south of the island to see some viewpoints, some beaches and everything. And it's a little bit, the road so far pretty good. Let's see if keep going that way.
Yeah, good for now.
For now.
we will say.
This car is rough. We already rented a lot of rough cars in some different places. I keep going straight, I guess, right?
Yes.
But this one, if it doesn't break down on us, it's gonna be like
We're crossing our fingers for the best.
yeah, we're gonna be lucky. So yeah, so far so good.
There's a lot. One thing Rodrigo was saying
Yeah.
before is that there's a lot of plantations, Portuguese colonial plantations for coffee, for
Cocoa.
it's a huge producer of chocolate here.
Chocolate? No, cocoa.
Cocoa, sorry,
Yeah.
cocoa.
I guess they probably export most of it. I'm guessing.
But
To be processed somewhere else. Yeah.
a lot of it, the colonial plantations have been abandoned or they are put to other uses now. So
What happened?
I don't know.
Those are tourists.
Yeah.
U.S. Agency for Global Media.
Ah,
No, not yeah.
okay.
Film here. No, are you filming?
Yeah.
Can you guys see U.S. Agency for Global Media?
Another up there.
Yeah. U.S. Agency for Global Media. What is that? I'm gonna tell you guys soon. So this is essentially, wow, so many antennas. this is Voice of America, and they broadcast news, a little bit propaganda as well, about the world, about the United States to the whole world.
But with the pro-American slant, I imagine.
Yeah, but I heard it before, and it's not like super pro. It is pro-United States. Not gonna criticize so much United States, but it is an American agency, broadcast agency. So it's part of the global propaganda. Russia does that, China does that, everyone does that.
Like Russian TV, which you've talked quite a bit about in other videos.
And they have this massive broadcasting unit here because São Tomé and Príncipe is very strategic. It's an island, you know, in the east coast of Africa. It's pretty stable here compared to a lot of countries in Africa. So they can broadcast from here everywhere around this region, in around the Gulf of Guinea and in East Africa in general. Probably reaches West Africa, probably reaches Southern Africa. So yeah, it's very interesting actually that they have it here. But you can find Voice of America in Asia, Central Asia, in Latin America. It's like giving the United States point of view of global affairs and American affairs.
Something else interesting here.
What? What is that? Ah, Chinese investment.
Yeah.
You see? So, okay, sorry for my Brazilian friends, are gonna put subtitles for this everywhere. Chinese investment here. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that later on, but that's the geopolitical game, right? You have which is weird that the Chinese investment is very close to the
Voice of America.
Voice of America broadcasting system. I don't know if you could see a bunch of antennas. Maybe they're trying to interfere in the broadcasting. Maybe they want to listen to the broadcast because maybe just doesn't broadcast just radio signals, like open radio signals, maybe broadcast military stuff. So the Chinese wanted to, I'm not gonna be able to pass. Maybe the Chinese wanted to, I don't know, to snoop how you say?
Snoop, yeah.
Snoop a little bit on what's going on. But yeah, I'm gonna tell the whole thing about Taiwan and China related to
São Tomé and
São Tomé and Príncipe soon. Another Chinese development investment support here for São Tomé and Príncipe. It's about helping with fisheries and cattle farming. So yeah, we're gonna talk more about that. And we are here in one of the São Tomé attractions.
Boca de Inferno in Portuguese, so like the mouth of hell.
Yeah. English. So essentially it's a blowhole there, although it's not blowing too much.
Today, no. It's
Yeah.
pretty.
But it's definitely a stop if you're coming, like form a nice canal. And here there is like a bay that you can film from there. There are also some little markets, but it's pretty. Rock and roll. And you could see there were some tourists here as well. So it's definitely an attraction here. So if you rent a car or if you get a taxi driver, that would be one of the places you would stop probably.
Like, look at how nice this bay is.
Yep.
Very beautiful. But now, Rodrigo, tell me why our car is parked all the way down there and not here.
Well, we parked all the way down there because we absolutely didn't trust keeping the car like in the incline part like that.
We don't have a lot of confidence.
Yeah. The handbreaker and even the gear, I say like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Whoa, thank you. Because they wanna change. We don't have dobra, which is their currency here. We don't have it, so we can change with them for dollars. But it's beautiful. This area, it's quite nice. And sorry, I'm using again the Insta360, which is kind of a GoPro, because again my cell phone got too hot with the map and taking pictures and filming. And it's too hot. Don't use it. And I know
it's also hot here too.
it's really hot here. So I know maybe the quality is gonna be a little bit weird, but yeah, I'm gonna keep swapping between the cell phone and Insta360. Here she is. Oh, and it's a church here, a little church, evangelical. He might be even from Brazil, actually. The congregation, it's an evangelical church for this little village here. So that's the beach, 7 waves, Sete Ondas, Praia Sete Ondas. This is the surfing beach here in São Tomé. There's not much wave here, there's not much surfing today, but usually it is the spot. And over there, there's some, you can see some boards, so you can rent. If you don't bring your visiting São Tomé, you can bring your surfboard, or if you're just visiting without a surfboard, you can rent down there. It's in the south part of the island.
Not far from São Tomé.
Not far, and definitely one of the tourist attractions here, because we saw some tourists. And this is the Mikondo beach, and you're literally by yourself here. It's gorgeous, really, really pretty, and it's your personal beach. There is one guy down there selling some masks, some
Wood carving stuff.
wood carving stuff, but then another one working there, and that's it. That's yours, your beach. And as I mentioned here, you have the little shop of Tivo. See? Beautiful masks, beautiful woodcraft. Very, very nice. I definitely recommend passing by here, and you know it's like produced by him, completely independent, because there's nobody else here. I don't have.
Of course, the horn doesn't work.
I don't have horns. So dirty. Also interesting here in São Tomé and Príncipe, which was the same case in Cabo Verde, which is also another group of islands that were Portuguese colonies in the North Atlantic. Not North Atlantic, in the more north of here, same latitude as Morocco, more or less, or Mauritania. There were no indigenous people here, so everyone you see here, like they're descendants of people from Africa that the Portuguese brought here.
As slaves, most likely.
Most likely, the majority as slaves. Obviously, there was some mixing with the Europeans, the Portuguese Europeans that were here. But yeah, so it's Cabo Verde was exactly the same thing. Most people there went from Guinea. There were slaves from taken from Guinea and then sent to Cabo Verde. Here, I would imagine they came from Angola, which is the closest Portuguese colony from this place. Ah, você trabalha aqui? Sim. Fábrica de artesanias, faca. E qual que é o nome da região aqui?
Aí,
Da roça.
Roça Aguazeiro.
Roça?
Aguazeiro.
Águazinho?
Aguazeiro.
Aguazeiro. Na roça Aguazeiro, que era uma plantação, era
O cacau.
de plantação de cacau.
Sim, sim.
Uhum.
Dos portugueses.
Hã?
Dos portugueses, não?
Sim. Esse espaço antigamente era uma fábrica do óleo de palma, do óleo de coco, do sabão branco, do restante. E também tem a parte do processo do cacau. Quando a pessoa mais velha da casa está um pouco cansada, que não consegue mais subir a escada, os familiares se afunam baixo com a pessoa mais velha da casa, lá por baixo da casa. O edifício da OSS, que é o hospital. Vamos chegar. E desse lado também temos aí uma senhora a escolha do cacau manualmente, ou seja, ver do outro lado. Tá aí. E a passagem que temos aí, e a passagem que temos aí, nós roçamos com o aqui mesmo, quer dizer que eles nasceram aqui em Aguazeiro, cresceram aqui, então aqui é o jeito hoje. Lá no sul.
Like when you don't have electricity, you use this as fire. You put some oil here, and that's your fire. That's your light for your home.
Sim.
So this is where they put their food daily to carry the food around. So they had like a little trolley line here to carry all the products.
Água aqui também. Se verem aqui, temos aí a nossa base. Se utiliza para colocar em cima da mesa e tomar um pequeno almoço.
Lindo, muito lindo.
Bonito. So these machines, they used to produce palm oil, and then with the rest of the palm oil, you could produce white soap here. So the people who were brought here and then enslaved, they had this kind of a vest, and these were their nicknames that people gave them, the lords. And this is the Portuguese seal. So, yeah, interesting. De 1828? O edifício é de quando?
Sim, 1928.
1928.
14. Como se diz a expressão, o primeiro hospital não funcionava. Ela só fez inglês ver.
Elissa?
Elissa?
Muito prazer.
Você é muito bonitinha, Elissa. Nick já fez uma amiguinha.
Eu já tenho dois aqui.
Nick já tem amiguinha, já são friends.
Nós não vamos poder fazer visita mais no hospital, porque...
As pessoas moram lá.
Sim, desde quando o hospital parou de funcionar, virou a morada das pessoas.
Certo.
Só vamos lá em cima, vocês verem a vista na roça.
Tudo bem? É bonito esse lugar aqui, hein? Wow. Very beautiful. So, a roça é toda essa parte aqui.
Sim, sim. A roça é tudo aí.
Tudo isso daqui.
Sim, sim.
For Love, the day they commemorate the death of Christ. Qual que é o nome da praia?
Praia Rei.
Praia Rei, the King Beach. The colonial
Yeah, old
houses.
colonial houses.
Was thanks to Voice of America. Voice of America helped with the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union, because all the control, all the knowledge, all the news, everything was controlled inside of the Iron Curtain. But they did have access to Voice of America. They could broadcast undercover. I don't know how to say it,
Clandestinely.
clandestinely. United States and Europeans, they could broadcast Voice of America there, and they would broadcast news from the outside world, but also rock and roll. So you heard actually that people at the end of when the Berlin Wall fell and everything, a lot of people want their wish of freedom and everything, because they want to listen and they want to go to a rock and roll concert. So yeah, it was the sound of freedom, some things like that. So I know it's propaganda, I know it's like a geopolitical tool, but yeah, it helped free half of the world that was under the Iron Curtain. Bom dia, tudo bem? Barcão, né?
Muito grande.
Tem que ser grande aquele barco. Eu tô filmando, tô me filmando. Querem todo mundo foto? Vou fazer assim, ó. Pera aí. This beach is really by the city center. So I guess people who live in the city center, if you wanna like just a fast swim, that should be the beach. Again, I love São Tomé and Príncipe. This is one of the main little squares. Just one thing about the Chinese-Taiwan São Tomé relation that I mentioned before. Taiwan, São Tomé and Príncipe used to be one of the few countries that recognized Taiwan as the main China and not communist China. And if you watch my video, I'm gonna post it here, about geopolitics in Belize, and because Belize is still one of the few countries today that is still recognized Taiwan as the main China. São Tomé and Príncipe used to be like that. Even like Taiwan helped, like really finance to
Eradicate malaria.
eradicate.
So a pretty big help, one might say.
Yeah, eradicate malaria here. One of the biggest killers in the whole world. They eradicated completely from São Tomé and Príncipe. And in exchange, instead of São Tomé and Príncipe being like friends forever with Taiwan, when China came here, like they're doing in a lot of countries, I give you some money, you should drop recognition of Taiwan and just stick with me. That's what they did. Sorry, nice little flag here, the 2 stars, São Tomé and Príncipe, the 2 main islands. So yeah, not cool. And now you have some Chinese investment here, but more and more countries are switching alliance from Taiwan to China.
And Taiwan already had very little support in the first place, so
Yeah.
it's quite sad.
I explained really well that in my video about Belize, and they are one of the few that still support Taiwan. Take a look, it's a much more thorough explanation.
I'll add the link in the description.
Yeah.
Okay, so it appears we told you fake news, but in our defense, we read this in like multiple places. But there's definitely ATMs on the islands. There's a bunch in like São Tomé. Just look for Dobro 24.
And this is the name of this bank?
It's like the international São Tomé bank.
Yeah. So this is the main cathedral here in São Tomé, the city, in the capital. And right over there that I'm showing discreetly kind of, is the presidential palace with the soldiers and everything. So I'm feeling discreetly in another place around the world, the presidential palace is like a tourist attraction. You have the guard and then they change the guards and you can film, it's pretty cool. Here lately in Africa specifically, there's a lot of sensitivity with pictures, with filming, so we are not gonna film directly there. Ah, tá saindo alguém famoso ali. Vai ver o presidente. And once again, I'm sorry about the ATM story, because it's...
We really did read it in several places.
Yeah.
Like we researched before we came. I'm not making this up.
And they say now you have to bring cash, you can't withdraw money at all and
I thought
everything.
it was so weird.
But no, there is an ATM. To be honest, we didn't see if it's connected to the Visa network. We didn't see that, so that's important. We are not sure if it's connected to the Visa network, but there are ATMs. So hopefully someone can figure this out. And a coastal patrol or coast guard ship from the Portuguese Navy here in São Tomé. Makes sense, like they still have a lot of connections, and Portugal, I guess, help with their defense and control fisheries and everything else. And this is the São Tomé Bay, and essentially the city of São Tomé surrounds the bay, forms the bay.
And look at those dramatic mountains and clouds.
Yeah. So that was it. It was a short video, like travel, geopolitical video.
A dash of geopolitics.
I think I ate a fly or something right now.
Protein.
Mosquito. Just a dash of geopolitics. Kind of interesting, the relationship China, Taiwan, and the Voice of America. We didn't know that they have a massive broadcasting
Yeah, we just happened to drive past it.
installation here in São Tomé and Príncipe because it's very strategic, as I said. It's this island, very stable, close to the east coast of Africa. West coast of Africa, sorry. The same latitude as Guinea-Bissau, a little bit above Angola.
On the equator.
Yeah, it's right on the equator. So actually, maybe that also facilitates the broadcasting. I don't know, I'm not a techie guy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment areas and we always respond. And yes, you can use ATM here, and yes, it's connected to the Visa MasterCard network.
We checked.
We checked. Okay. Safe travels.